Yeah. Hi all. I did a design the other day, an eye design, and a few people have liked it. So, with the help of my daughter, I'm gonna talk you through it, and hopefully it will help some of you with one strokes and just a bit of confidence about doing things around eyes. So today I'm going to be using, what I do with my one strokes is I dip my brush in the water and I wipe it twice each side. That gives me enough water to load my one stroke. The one stroke I'm going to be using is, I've actually covered this one, but it's a tag, and I'm going to be using mainly the white, the pink and the dark pink. So I brush it backwards and forwards. If I feel it starting to pull, get my pot of water and I dip it very slightly in the end, only probably about 2 millimetres, just enough to wet the end, and then I go back to reloading. What I'm looking for is a gloopy kind of consistency, but where the brush is still quite shiny. So most of my brush is actually covered. And then, would you like to face that way? So what I'm aiming for is to do swirls up here. Any gaps, just fill in. I suppose you could turn this into a butterfly, but I just did the eye design. Oh, I have to turn that around. I didn't turn my brush, but it will cover the white. Okay. Always wash your brushes out. This is where you could put glitter on. So I have a black. This is black DFX. And I've lightly sprayed it. So I just load up my brush. I have a little pool of water in the middle. So I want a nice point. And not carefully, I'm just going to drag it and flick it in, flick it in. My brush. You can feel when your paint's starting to run out on your brush, because you get like pulls on the skin, or where it hasn't quite covered properly. And then I'm just working my way around, different thicknesses as well. And these drags I'm doing, all are aiming to the middle. My brush needs loading again. Right. And then what I usually do when I drag my black in, if you're working in hot weather, the black will dry quite quickly. So I use, it's from the Snaz set of 3, you get a very small flat brush. I dip mine in water and then I dry it on a towel or your apron that you wear, so it's very slightly damp. And then I go around you turn your head slightly? Lovely. And then I just bring it in. If you feel it's picking up too much of the black, just wash your brush again. I think it gives it a nice contrast. If you feel it's not picking up enough black, your brush needs wetting again. And then what I did with the black that's you've collected on your brush, I did a few little lines using the edge of my brush. Okie doke. Let's spray my black again. And then using a number, just get my smaller lower cornel. This is a number 1 lower cornel, lovely fine tip. I pick up some of my black. You can start with placing your brush flat and then bringing it in, but I find that the line goes too thick for me. So I start off thin and then press down. Load my brush again. Set up for me. Lovely. A little bit of black from my nail. There is no position that I choose to put these black, I don't know what you call them. And then with my number 5 lower cornel, this I'm finding at the moment does really nice dots. So I've already damped my, well I've wet it quite a lot actually. I do have a pot of white that is pretty much empty, and when it does get, so there's hardly any left, I just transfer a bit from another pot and I wet it down an awful lot. I find this great for starburst because it's the right consistency without dragging. Great for dots. So I always have a spare pot that's got hardly anything in it. And then I just place a few dots, different sizes, and then just going round placing a few sporadically. And you can add a dot. I'll just load my white again. You can add a dot in between each of your black ones just to add a bit more detail. I find this design quite good for children that don't really like full faces, but want something quite grown up on the side of their face. And that's the end design. I hope you all like it. Different variations. Feel free to let your imagination go crazy because that's what face painting's all about. Hope this helps everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.